Day 4, page CC 40. Says the figure below shows a pattern of right triangles and their areas. A. Based on the pattern, what will be the area of a right triangle with a height of 64 inches? Okay, so they've already given us 3 triangles. So what I'm going to do is redraw these 3 triangles on my paper. So here, and what makes this a right triangle is because in this corner, it's shaped like an L. So if you were to take your piece of paper and look at the edge of the paper, this is called a right triangle if it forms the letter L. So this is going to be 3. It could be inches, centimeters. We're not sure what it is. They didn't tell us. This is 4. This is 6, 8, and the last one is 12 and 16. They want to know the area of a triangle with a height of 64 units. So I'm going to put the word area to remind me what exactly we're looking for. So we see this side right here measures the height. It's just like if you're standing up against a wall. So this is your head, this is your feet, this measures the height. So that means that 8 is the height for this one, 16 is the height here. We want a height of 64. Let's look at the pattern that's formed. I see 4, and then I see 8, and then I see 16. How do we get from 4 to 8? Think about that. We got from 4 to 8 because we multiplied the 4 by 2. So we did 4 times 2, that gives us 8. We did 8 times 2 to get 16. So in order to get the next triangle, we're going to use the same pattern. And we're going to do 16 times 2, which gives us a height of 32. So that means that the next triangle, 32 times 2, is going to give us a height of 64. What about the base? If this is 3, how do we get from 3 to 6? Same thing. It is multiplying by 2. How do we get from 6 to 12? Multiplying by 2. How do we get the next base? We multiply by 2. So that means that this will be 24. To get from here to here, if we multiply by 2, this will be 48. So this is what we're trying to find the area of. If we take this square, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to fold it in half. So this is my square. That's my square. So I took my square and I folded it in half to form the triangle. When we're trying to find the area, remember that area is when you multiply only 2 numbers of the figure. So we would multiply this number times this number to find the area. Because we took this square and we cut it in half, that is how we find the area of this triangle. So now the area of this half of a shape is a half of the 2 numbers multiplied by each other. And we call those 2 numbers base. And again, this is how tall something is, or the height. But we have to take a half of it because we have a half of a square. Okay? So we're going to multiply 64 times 48 and then take a half of it. And remember, 64, you can go ahead and separate it. (64 times 8). So we start out with 4 times 8. If you don't know what 4 times 8 is, it's okay. We're going to draw 8 circles. And we're going to put 4 lines in each one. And this is our times table. So we don't have to memorize our times table. We don't have to get our times tables wrong. Just draw your circles and dots. So the number of dots in this circle is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 24, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. And this is your 4 times table. 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, 4 times 4, 4 times 5, 4 times 6, 4 times 7, and 4 times 8, which is 32. So you put the 2 here, carry the plus 3 at the top. Now we're going to multiply 8 times 6 plus 3. Same thing with the 8 or the 6 times table. You don't have to memorize that. You can just draw your circles and your lines. 6 times 8 is 48, 49, 50, 51. Plus 3 more gives us 51. Now we're going to multiply the 4. The 4 was originally under the 6, so we have to leave it underneath the 6. But I'm going to put 0 here as a placeholder and just bring it down. Same thing. Start multiplying the numbers from the last numbers. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, and 4 times 4 is 16. So you put a 6 here, carry the plus 1 at the top. Now we have 4 times 6 plus 1. 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, 4 times 4, 4 times 5. 4 times 6 is 24 plus 1 gives us 25. So now we have 2560. The last step is to add these two answers together. So I'm going to put my 512 underneath here. And that's going to give us the answer to 64 times 48. 0 plus 2 is 2. That's 7. 5 plus 5 is 10. 0, carry the 1. That's 3. So 3072 is 64 times 48. But remember, because we're doing a half of this square to form the triangle, we have to divide this by 2, which is long division. So I'm going to put 3072 here, and I'm going to divide this by 2. The first step for division is to go ahead and write your multiples of 2. So multiples mean the answer to the 2 times table. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Just write a few. Which one of these multiples is closest to the number 3? It's going to be the number 2. So you're going to take that number 2 and put it underneath with a subtraction sign. Find the multiple, multiply. What number times 2 gave us the answer of 2? 1. We found the multiple. Now we multiplied, subtract, bring down. 3 minus 2 is 1, and you bring down the 0. So the song that goes along with long division is find the multiple, multiply, subtract, bring it down. I'm going to write it down. First, you find the multiple. Second, you multiply. That is going to be to find that top number. Find the multiple, multiply, subtract, bring it down. So then we start the whole song all over. We're trying to find a multiple that's closest to 10. And we see a multiple that's closest to 10, which is 10. So we found the multiple. We're going to write it underneath. Find the multiple, multiply to get this top number. What number, and notice I'm writing each number above each of these numbers. What number times 2 gave us 10? The answer is 5. 5 times 2 give us 10. So find the multiple, multiply. Now we subtract. 10 minus 10 is 0. Bring it down. Bring down our 7. Which one of these multiples is closest to the number 7? It's the number 6 without going over. Some people would say 8, but actually it's the number 6. So we're going to take the number 6 and put it here. We can't have a multiple that's bigger than 7. We found the multiple. Now we're going to multiply to get this top number. What number times 2 gave us 6? 3. 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. Find the multiple, multiply, subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring it down. So now we have 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We write another multiple, which is 12. Which of these multiples is closest to 12? We found the number 12. So we write it underneath. We found the multiple. Now we multiply to get this top number. What number times 2 give us 12? 6. Find the multiple, multiply. Now we subtract. And there's nothing left to bring down. So we took our answer, divided it by 2, and this gave us our area of the triangle. So let's look at our answer choices and see if we find an area of 1536, and we do. So the answer is J. 1536 square units is the answer of a right triangle with the height